How do you integrate strength of schedule with fantasy football metrics? Imagine trying to pick players for your fantasy team without knowing who they will face each week. That's where strength of schedule comes into play. It's a way to see how tough or easy a player's upcoming opponents are compared to the rest of the league. In fantasy football, this idea is adapted to focus on defenses and how they perform against specific positions like quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, or tight ends. The key is to look at how many fantasy points defenses allow to each position over a season. For example, if a defense gives up a lot of points to running backs, then a running back facing that defense might have a better chance to score big. To use this information, you first need to understand how strength of schedule is calculated. Usually, it's based on the average fantasy points a defense allows to a certain position per game. These numbers are then ranked from easiest to hardest matchups for each position. When you look at a player's upcoming schedule, you can see which defenses they will face and how those defenses have performed against their position. This helps you predict if a player might do well or struggle in the weeks ahead. Next, you combine this data with the player's own fantasy metrics. Think about their average points per game, consistency, and recent form. If a running back is averaging a good number of yards per game and faces several weak-run defenses in a row, that's a strong sign they could have a big week. Similarly, if a wide receiver has decent stats but faces tough defenses often, you might want to be cautious about starting them. During draft prep, using strength of schedule rankings by position can help you find hidden gems or avoid players who might underperform. A wide receiver with average stats but a soft schedule could surprise you with higher scores. On the flip side, a star player with a tough schedule might see their numbers dip. Some analysts even adjust SOS further by considering factors like home versus away games or travel schedules, but the core idea remains the same. Match player talent with defensive vulnerabilities. Throughout the season, you can keep an eye on weekly SOS updates. If your backup tight end faces a much weaker defense than your usual starter, it might be worth making a switch that week. This is especially useful during bye weeks or if a player is dealing with injuries. In essence, combining strength of schedule with your players' stats gives you a clearer picture of potential performance. It's not a guarantee, but it helps you make smarter decisions. Many fantasy platforms and experts publish SOS rankings before the draft and update them during the season, making it easier to stay informed. So, by factoring in how tough or easy defenses are, along with your players' abilities, you can find better value, avoid pitfalls, and make smarter moves all season long.